Welcome to the video. Today we expose how a small, forgotten medical bill can trigger a massive credit score drop overnight and, more importantly, what to do about it. We will move step by step through the problem, the scoring model differences, and a practical rescue plan, including disputes, negotiations, and goodwill strategies. Here is our roadmap. First, we cover the crisis story. Next, we explain why tiny debts cause big damage. Then we compare FICO and VantageScore. After that, we walk through the medical collection lifecycle and the immediate action plan. We continue with pro-level dispute and negotiation tactics, set realistic timelines, test your knowledge with a quick quiz, and conclude with key takeaways and a 48-hour checklist. Before we begin, a quick but important disclaimer. This content is educational only and does not constitute legal, tax, or financial advice. Credit reporting rules and bureau practices change over time and can vary by jurisdiction. Individual results will differ based on your creditor, the collections agency, and the specific scoring model used by your lender. Please consult a qualified professional for personalized guidance. With that covered, let's move into the story. Imagine a small, $19 medical bill that you never received. It gets sent to collections without your knowledge. Suddenly, your credit score drops by 91 points overnight, right before you need a car loan. That is the crisis. Now, rather than panic, we will shift into how and why this happens, and then how to respond effectively to protect and restore your score. A small debt can trigger a large score impact because collections are classified as major derogatory events. Even after you pay a collection, the presence of the collection item can still hurt until it is removed or updated as paid, and that update may not reflect immediately. Medical collections often receive special treatment and can be removed after payment or under specific bureau policies, but removal is not instant. Expect at least 30 days and potentially longer for the update to propagate across all three bureaus. Now let's compare scoring models to understand why your free score might not match your lender's result. Let's clarify scoring model discrepancies. Many lenders rely on FICO, while many consumer apps display VantageScore. Both models can penalize collections, but they weigh them differently. Newer FICO versions can be more forgiving toward paid medical collections. Meanwhile, VantageScore, which is common in free monitoring tools, might present a score that does not match what your lender sees. Consequently, a free score might overstate or understate the actual impact of a collection when compared to a lender's FICO-based decision. Next, we will map the medical collection lifecycle so you can see where intervention works best. This timeline illustrates the typical progression. You receive medical services, a bill is issued, but it may be sent to an old or wrong address. With no response, the account goes to a collection agency, which then reports to the bureaus. You discover a score drop and either pay the provider or the collector. Next, you file disputes with the bureaus, triggering an investigation that generally lasts about 30 days. The outcome can be a deletion or an updated paid status. Score recovery then occurs over time. With that context, let's turn to the precise steps you should take immediately. Here is the step-by-step plan. First, confirm the debt details with the original provider, and if the debt is valid, try to pay the provider directly. To prevent further harm, consider placing alerts or a credit freeze if mail delivery issues continue. Then, file disputes with all three bureaus, citing non-notification and incorrect address issues. Before paying any collector, attempt a pay-for-delete negotiation and get it in writing. After prompt payment, send a Goodwill letter to the original provider to request a deletion. Track updates weekly and document everything. If you encounter resistance, escalate by filing a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Finally, set expectations for 30 to 90 days or more for updates to propagate. Next, we will go deeper into how to structure a winning dispute. To dispute effectively, make precise claims. For example, state that the reporting is inaccurate due to non-notification, and that the bill was sent to an old or incorrect address. Attach proof of your current address, such as a lease, utility bills, or postal change confirmations. Request deletion if the collector cannot verify delivery or accuracy. Keep your tone concise and factual. The short template shown on screen is sufficient. You can adapt it to your case. With disputes covered, let's align expectations with realistic response timelines. This table summarizes who does what and when. The credit bureaus generally have about 30 days to investigate your dispute. Collectors may take 2 to 6 weeks to verify, and they often claim they cannot delete. Original providers typically post payments within 1 to 4 weeks, during which you can request a Goodwill deletion. Score updates can take 30 to 90 days or longer to propagate across bureaus and models. As we proceed, let's check your understanding with a quick quiz. Quiz time. You never received a small medical bill that went to collections. What is your best first strategic move? Option A. Pay the collector immediately without conditions. Option B. File disputes with all 3 bureaus citing non-notification and wrong address and provide proof. Option C. Ignore it and hope it falls off soon. Option D. Close old credit cards to offset the damage. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is to file disputes with all 3 bureaus and provide evidence of non-notification and the wrong address. This approach creates the best chance for deletion if the collector cannot properly verify. After initiating disputes, you can negotiate, pay for delete, or pursue a Goodwill deletion in parallel. Let's talk about pay for delete. Always attempt to get a written commitment to delete before paying. If they refuse, switch focus to disputing with the bureaus first. Some agencies will delete, but many claim they cannot. Do not pay based on verbal promises. Require a written letter or email confirming deletion upon payment. Document every interaction meticulously. Now, let's visualize the possible outcomes after payment or disputes. This state diagram maps the outcomes after you take action. If you pay without a deletion agreement, the status becomes paid but may still damage your score. With a successful pay for delete, the item is removed. A successful bureau dispute can also yield deletion. A Goodwill letter to the original provider may lead to removal. Finally, over time, items age off according to reporting limits. Understanding these states helps you choose the path with the highest chance of full removal. Next, let's strengthen your Goodwill strategy with a concise template. A Goodwill letter should be short, polite, and specific. State that you paid promptly once you learned of the balance and that the bill was sent to an outdated address. Reference an otherwise strong payment history and request a one-time courtesy deletion. The brief template on screen is sufficient. Now, to put risks into perspective, let's visualize what most often causes sudden score drops. This pie chart shows typical contributors to sudden score drops. Collections account for the largest share, followed by high credit utilization, late payments, and a smaller portion from hard inquiries. While you address the collection, also check utilization ratios and ensure no late payments are reported. With risks mapped, let's crystallize the core principles you should remember. These are the core principles. Act quickly, because small debts can cause big damage. Dispute with evidence, and do so with all bureaus. Attempt pay for delete in writing, and do not pay without a written agreement. Use Goodwill requests with the original provider. Expect 30 to 90 days for updates and monitor weekly. Avoid relying solely on free app scores because lender models vary. Finally, verify your mailing address with every provider to prevent repeat issues. Next, we will convert these principles into a concrete 48-hour checklist. Here is a concise 48-hour action plan. First, gather documentation proving your correct address and readiness to pay. Next, confirm the debt with the provider and pay the provider directly if possible. Then, file disputes with all 3 bureaus citing non-notification and wrong address. Attempt pay for delete in writing with the collector or proceed with disputes if they refuse. After payment, send a Goodwill request. Finally, monitor weekly and document every change. Before we wrap up, let us close with gratitude and a call to action. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe for more smart money content. Share your experiences and questions in the comments, because we do read them and will try to help. See you in the next video.